Fala galera, aqui é o Kaká e sejam bem-vindos à nossa parte 10 da gameplay aqui do Final Fantasy XVI. Estamos chegando nas 30 horas de jogo, hein, rapaziada. Mas estamos fazendo muito sidequest, então eu imagino que ainda falta um pedacinho da quest principal pra gente seguir, né? Um pedacinho considerável. Ó, nós temos aqui a mesa de leitura que eu notei que, além de ter cartas que a gente não viu, nós temos também uma sidequest, pelo visto, vindo de uma carta. Olha só, então temos que ficar atento a isso. Vamos dar uma olhada aqui. Nossa, tem 3 sidequests. Então vamos ler aqui primeiro o reencontro. Ah, é da nossa querida. Ó, peço perdão pelo ocorrido em Rosalith. Temo que poderia ter acontecido caso você, o Gavel, Torgal, não tivessem lutado tão ferozmente. Mais uma vez, você esteve presente quando eu mais precisei, e por isso tenho a minha gratidão eterna. Ver a cidade que um dia chamei de lar ser reduzida a chamas e cinzas inundou meu coração de tristeza. Mas meu tempo de pensar no passado ficou para trás. Precisamos nos concentrar aqui e no agora. Nossas memórias estarão esperando por nós quando tudo isso acabar. Então beleza, assinaturinha da Dio ali. Uma dança desértica, é do rapaz lá. Ó, Cid II, espero que você me perdoe por testar você e seu querido tio. Estou confiante de que um homem de sua estatura consegue entender a importância de conquistar a confiança do outro, ainda mais em tempos como este. Fique registrado, porém, que você conquistou a minha, e garanto que perdê-la não será tarefa fácil. Que isso marque o início de uma relação proveitosa. Certo, e temos aqui missões. Confidencial, do Gaut. Eu estava folheando os livros caixa do esconderijo e a pedido do Otto, e posso ter encontrado algo que talvez chame a sua atenção. Talvez. Ou seja, vem imediatamente. Acho que você sabe onde eu estou, tá? Aceitar.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Não. Sempre cai tudo no nosso colo, ô Clive. Você ainda não percebeu, não? Tem mais uma aqui, vamos ver. Um mau pressentimento da Sharon. Clive, tem algo errado com o seu cão? Quando Vossa Senhoria puder, venha me visitar na tenda. Peraí.
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Sobre Blackthorn. Obrigado por me ajudar a animar o Blackthorn naquele dia, mas acho que ele está daquele jeito de novo, a julgar pela cara dele ultimamente. Estou achando que talvez o problema não era só o couro. Será que tem outros demônios rodeando a cabeça dele? Sei que você é um homem culpado, mas a próxima vez que estiver livre, talvez possa ir perguntar ao velho qual é o problema, se realmente não for só a forja. E essa é uma caixinha com maisinho, né, que a gente viu que libera coisas pra nós.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Vamos lá. Se vai liberar alguma coisa pro velho ser útil pra gente. Mas vamos lá. Quebrei mesmo.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. We can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank
Deixa
you.
comigo.
Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
E ela também tem que falar do nosso querido Torgalzinho, né? Vamos lá, Karen. Tem muita coisa a falar da gente.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No
Pouquinho.
harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
Tadinho.
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
Tá bom.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Tá. Então vamos lá, mas o Sharon, é o seguinte.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmatian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dallamil, where I left him.
Certo.
Thank you, Karen.
E já que vamos em Dalmec, eu vou pegar uma missão de caça.
A touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Certo. Agora vamos aqui no Hippocrates. Se ele sabe algo do Torgal.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Certo. Você quer um osso maior, né, meu querido? Não podia comer mais do mesmo osso, não? Só pra finalizar aqui as side quests, a gente partir, eu já vejo um que tem ali perto de Dalmekia.
Told me she was building a ship.
Uma missão de caça.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders. And it may be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
Ih, rapaz.
Oh, what a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
Quanto que é talento?
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million. Each. They
What
lent
the
us the bulk
fuck?
of money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see? And, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All
É
right.
só um empréstimo inicial,
But
pô.
that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean.
Putz.
And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well,
É, eu lido com a
I
Marta e a
suppose
dama.
this is goodbye then.
O Karen, isso aí
Don't
já é
worry.
com você, filho. A Karen.
I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No,
Não, é.
I don't.
Eu ia falar, acho que não. Certo. Bom, temos coisas pra fazer. Então, nossa missão... Deixa eu só dar uma olhada aqui no mapa. É aqui, né? No albergue Dalimeu. Deixa eu ver onde a gente tem missão de caça aqui perto. Tem esse deserto aqui. Esse de caçar. Esse caravana sendo derrubado por um pedregulho negro. Tá no deserto. Cada viagem por Velcroy. Tá no deserto de Velcroy, mas não fala exatamente onde que é. Tem esse Ferrua Almas, o Casebre Vazio em Dalméquia, o Gatil em Dalméquia. Casebre Vazio e o Gatil. Vamos ver. Tem uma área que a gente não abriu ali, né? O deserto é aqui. Tem bastante área aqui de Dalméquia que a gente não abriu ainda. E parece que as missões de caça estão tudo nessas novas áreas. Então a gente vai ter que dar uma andada. Mas de qualquer forma a gente vai pelo deserto ali. Fazemos a side quest aqui e vamos pro deserto.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
They're saying Drake's fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone.
Só chora.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Fecha essa porta, então.
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Então, eu vou recuperar, mas eu quero
I'll
essa espada.
retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
Pô, pede espada
Condition
também,
I
pô.
would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed.
O leito do
Every
larápio.
ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Certo. E aonde que é? O leito do larápio? A gente tem que atravessar o deserto. Então, por sorte, se pá, a gente... Vou pegar um fast travel aqui. Se pá, a gente encontra tal bicho. A missão. Esse fast travelzinho instantâneo é lindo, né? Fala a verdade.
Run like the wind.
Opa.
No need to ride from here.
Ali não tinha nada.
Let's go.
Sim, imaginava que talvez não teria o negócio, mas... sei lá, um baúzinho. Uma fucking tempestade aqui, mano. Fui em outro canto, hein?
No mistakes.
Nenhum indício do monstro. Vamos só pro leito do larápio, então. A gente vai passar pra lá. É aqui mesmo, né? Ele desce aqui, show. Vou ver se ele aparece assim de longe, mas... nada ainda. Nessa parte norte aqui do deserto, né? Vou pegar aqui antes. Porra. Toma. Morra. Socão na cara, irmão. E aqui tá as coisas do filho da puta lá.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Delamel.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make
Wyvern.
your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well,
Por que ele usou Wyvern?
I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword.
Caralho.
It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more.
Não é possível
But
que
it
só
is the
isso.
final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered.
Você vai me dar esse
Take
minério.
this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
Vou nem te contar.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern, may our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
Eu só não entendi porque que ele deu o nome de Wyvern, não deu de Cid.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Certo. A gente volta pra lá pro Blackthorn.
Trust Uncle
Mineral.
Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Porém antes, meu caro Clive, nós achamos a caça que tá aqui no deserto ainda, né? Bom, pela parte norte nós vimos que provavelmente não tem nada, né? Então, vamos seguir aqui pelo sul pra ver se aparece alguma
Come
coisa.
on.
Yeah.
Tem uma coisa aqui pro canto. Você viu algum inimigo pra cá? Tem, mas nada demais, né? amigos. Fazer o seguinte então, aquele clássico, pra não ocupar muito tempo de vídeo, vou pausar aqui até eu achar, eu achando a gente volta. Molecada, acho que é aquilo ali. Estamos aqui no cantinho do cenário, será que é aquilo? É algo esquisito, vamos ver. Ah, é uma tartaruga, uma adamantuga? Fastitocalon, beleza. É uma tartaruga, vamos lá.
Well, Clive, it looks like you're gonna need me to make a sword.
Droga. Um pouquinho antes. É resistente, cara. Só a cabeça dele que dá dano. Ser bem direto na porrada. Toma. Droga. Que isso? Ah. Toma. Usei antes. Usei poção, hein? Péssimo dano. Vou usar o Limit Break aqui já. Não tem poção nenhuma. Break todo. Agora sim. E o counter, né? Pegou. Morra. Sem nenhuma poção, mano. A gente precisa comprar poção lá na Charon, mano. Charon. Você falou Charon. CH é foda. Certo. Agora a gente volta lá pro Blackthorn. Mas na verdade... A gente tem algumas quests pra fazer aqui, né? Pra entregar aqui pra Marta e pra Dama. Eu acho que vai ser só entregar, a não ser que elas inventem alguma outra coisa, né? A gente tem uma coisa pra poder pagar elas, né? Mas vai que, né? Tem outra quest aqui, 400 metros. Ossos do ofício. Então tá, é pertinho daqui. Tá 2 sidequests em uma só.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
Quebra essa moral aí.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me.
Eita.
More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone.
Sempre tem que ter
And
cara
when
assim.
Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Bom, então aceitei. Caraca, esse negócio vale o dobro da dívida. Então show. Não tem por que elas não aceitarem. Certo. É, tem um fast travel mais perto pra ali? Não, né? Vamos lá.
Come on.
Vamos lá.
Time to fight.
Passando aqui pela ponte que o maluco construiu, né?
It's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, you'd see my
Good boy.
place.
Antílope ancião.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. Hungry, Torgal?
Vamos lá, Torgal. Caça um pouco da tua comida, né? Toma. Beleza, agora o Torgalzinho vai poder comer tranquilo.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Certo. Então, antes de a gente voltar, temos então a passagem a vir aqui em Sambrek para poder falar com a dama.
There's talk that the glass...
How the hell is anyone supposed to avoid that?
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see.
O capitão ainda não nos pagou. Tô sem dinheiro para pagar o rolê.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
Mas foram 5 milhões.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Joe will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Certo. Se ele estiver com a gente. Beleza. Fizemos tudo então, hein? Várias coisas pra entregar aqui. Só não fizemos mais as missões de caça em Talméquia, né? A gente vai precisar dar uma explorada mais no cenário.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout.
É muito
Now I know
bonitão,
what you're
mano.
after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
Só algumas, né?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
E dá um oi ali pro Holmes também, mas vamos aqui perto. Blackthorn. Ó, se liga, ó.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
Se liga nessa pedra, parceiro.
Hey, a whetstone.
Yes, but not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece.
Tem que deixar para os casos especiais.
No point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard wearing for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy now. I'll make something much
Aí
better.
sim, mano.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it.
Beleza.
You come and find me when you've got the materials.
Vamos lá, vamos ver o que você tem aí então.
I will.
Vamos ver o que a gente vai precisar. O Purpose. P5, homem. Ó, esquema de Excalibur. Rapaz, vamos ver o que a gente precisa para poder fazer ela. Esse talvez a arma mais forte do jogo.
Clive? What do you want?
Excalibur mais 18, mais 33. É um pouquinho mais... não é... 33 é um pouquinho... É bem forte. 10% mais forte. A gente precisa de couro de Grimalkin. E a gente precisa de brasa de bomba, que a gente já fez. Agora couro de Grimalkin. Tá. Esse Grimalkin tem uma casca que já tá liberada. Mas antes vamos terminar essas sidequests aqui, né?
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
Mm-hmm.
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power.
Porra, mais de um?
Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Então beleza. Eu queria ter um pouco mais de controle de quando ele se transforma. Eu não sei o que triga pra ele se transformar. Aumenta levemente o ataque de Torgal. Levemente? Ah, o ataque de Torgal... Não vale a pena gastar um acessório pra isso. O Torgal não é tão forte assim. É um ataque bacana, assim, pra deixar fazendo, né, tal, mas... Gastar um acessório é pedir demais. Couro de o que era o negócio lá que a gente precisava da coisa? Cara, minha memória é muito ruim. Eu não acredito nisso, velho. É muito ruim.
Back, are ya? What do you want?
Grimalkin.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Ned told me she was building a ship.
Deixa eu ver. Tem algum Grimalkin aqui, meu querido? Depois pergunto sobre as suas aventuras. Espera aí. Ferrou almas. Grimalkin. É esse aqui. O Gatil em Dalméquia. Não sei aonde que é isso. Logo após a foice, estrada que conecta Dalmil à mandíbula, fica um desfiladeiro sem saída, e os viajantes acabam indo parar por lá à noite, parecendo alimento constante a um felino que deveras viu. Beleza, tá. Uma estrada que conecta Dalimil à mandíbula. Deixa eu ver. A foice. Aqui. Descendo aqui. Então, sabemos onde que é. Vamos entregar a side quest aqui então.
Good. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
Sure.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Vamos falar com a Karen então. É, ela recusou um pagamento.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not.
Tá bom, justo. Nada mais do que justo.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind.
Beleza.
Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
É pra isso mesmo que a gente tá te dando.
Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
Pra isso mesmo que a gente tá te dando.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Tá esperando mesmo.
So you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers,
Porra.
give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to, I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we'd sit up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his nag.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
O Cid era o melhor personagem desse jogo, mano. De longe. Ó, flashbackzinho. Saudade de ouvir essa voz grave e rouca.
always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Só por causa do pé rapado ali, pô. Do Gold.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine.
Ficar honrado, botar lá no quarto.
Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Massa. Tem quests secundárias no jogo que são bacanas, tipo essa daqui, né, que desenvolve mais os personagens. São personagens que são mais próximos da gente, né? Ah lá, ela fica no quarto mesmo. Não quero que digam que sou um mau anfitrião, Cid. Não lavou o seu cálice nenhuma vez sequer, apesar de usar todo dia pra beber vinho e cerveja, caralho. Certo. Ainda não temos renome suficiente. Então tá, antes da gente seguir pra quest principal, então nós temos que ir lá pra poder fazer a Excalibur. É pertinho aqui, ó. É, perto da mandíbula aqui, vamos lá. Então certo, já vamos puxar aqui nossa ambrósia. E é só seguir reto aqui e virar a primeira oportunidade que a gente tiver à direita. Vamos lá. Aproveitar pegar o item ali no caminho.
Time to fight.
Aqui a gente vira. E devemos chegar na casa. A foice. Aqui é abertão, hein? O gatil, beleza, mas é aqui à direita. E tem mais lugares pra gente explorar depois. Talvez com mais missões, né? De caça. Tem ali. Itens. Uma miséria de guild. Ali. Caraca, parece o Red 13, mano, o bicho. Ah! Boladão, né, mano? Bom, tem uns minions seus aqui embaixo, né? Mais. Toma. Estraçalhei. Mais bicho, caramba. Virou um monte agora. Troca. Errei. Nossa. E aí, tua vez agora? Muito antes. cá, vem. Ui, ui. Ah. Vamos lá. Meu Deus do céu, morra! Beleza.
That wasn't too bad, was it, Toggle?
Então, show de bola. Tem como subir ali? Deve ter algum item. Tem. Vamos ver. Aham. Meteorito. Tem que ver toda hora. Tá. Vamos fazer então nossa Excalibur. Será que vai ser a arma mais forte do jogo? É um nome, porra, né? De respeito. Um nome conhecido dentro da franquia. Temos uma nova carta também entregue.
What do you need? So, what'll it be? No scratches, right?
Vamos ver. Você não upa Excalibur, não? É roxinho, né? Não deve upar, né?
What do you want?
Não.
And?
Cara, clássicas, né? Tipo assim, o design dela. Sempre que eu tô olhando assim, né? Eu posso usar o Photo Mode. Bonita, hein? Ela tem um meio assim, preto. Pô, ela é tipo a Master Sword, né? Que tem os dois lados ali. E no meio ela tem esse encontro das duas partes com fio. Porra, muito bonita. Clássica, mas bonitaça, mano. Show de bola. E nós temos uma cartinha pra ver, hein? Dá uma olhadinha aqui antes da gente seguir. Sobre o que houve naquele dia. Quero que saiba que nunca chorei na frente de alguém, nem mesmo da minha mãe. E você não me verá fazer isso de novo por muito tempo. Então, se não for um problema para vossa senhoria, podemos deixar tudo isso para lá. O Cid, que decidi seguir há anos, já se foi. E não há como trazê-lo de volta das profundezas. De sabe-se lá qual inferno ele foi parar. Mas o legado dele continua vivo em você e em todos aqui no esconderijo. Da mesma forma que o céu é azul. Pelo menos acho que ainda é azul. Enquanto for, vou estar aqui e você poderá contar comigo, Otto. Bonitinho, Otto. Mensagem bonita. O que está aqui da nossa coleção? Falta muita coisa, né, mano? Falta muita coisa. Significa que vai ter bastante side quest ainda pra gente fazer. Vamos ver aqui o que falam.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Right, Clive. Asterix. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now.
Pra não mexer nas emoções, né,
Not
pô?
quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that, in those words.
She did, yes.
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Foi sozinho.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Tá. Vamos pra lá, mas deixa eu ver quais missões de caça tem disponível. Só pra saber o que mais me falta. Eu acho que essa daqui, tá com o nome aqui, essa aqui, ela é a que foi feita lá na IGN. Eu acho que eu sei aonde que é, se for a mesma missão. E tem essa daqui que tá em Dalmec ainda, casebre vazio. Vilarejo abandonado nos campos da Corava. Tá. Acho que eu não sei onde que é. Ainda não descobrimos. Deixa eu... Campos da Corava. Não dá pra ver, né? Será que eu consigo ver pelo menos? Consigo. Campos da Corava. É por aqui. Pô, é pertinho. Tá. Depois eu dou uma olhada lá, então. Um vilarejo abandonado lá.
Obeleth, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are ya? I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obeleth.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
Foi logo agora, a gente não vai conseguir encontrar com a Mid. Meu querido sobrinho, minha jornada para Compre foi um completo sucesso. O amigo que eu havia mencionado não apenas concordou em compartilhar o conteúdo da caixa forte dele conosco, como também os acontecimentos nas cidades livres. E assim eu soube dos esforços de uma certa jovem amiga sua. Embora eu acredite que o projeto da senhorita Telamon seja a valiosa Enterprise, duvido que as autoridades canverianas aceitem gentilmente o uso não autorizado de seus estaleiros, não importa o quão desertos estejam. E se o boato já chegou ao meu amigo, pode ser que não demore muito para que os mestres das guildas batam em nossa porta. E por isso lhe escrevo esse bilhete. Gostaria de pegar emprestado o seu amigo Gav, por uma ou duas luas, para que ele possa ficar de olho naqueles que podem fazer mal à nossa pequena irmandade e nos avisar de qualquer ataque iminente. Espero que você considere essa proposta. Claro, pode levar.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
Gavinho, vamos lá?
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
I will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
Tá.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Beleza, a gente tem que ir no antigo esconderijo, né? O legado de Sid. Já passou aqui. A trilha dele, putz.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. I'll say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead.
É o que eu tava pensando, assim, tem esse poder?
Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Ver o grupo todo.
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
Tipo, o melhor caminho, né?
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot.
Animado por fazer algo mais
caravan that runs back and forth between the
ativo, né?
Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goot.
Oh, okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Juntos de novo.
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
E vamos pra lá, né? Ali ainda é território da República ainda, né? Mas... a fresta de Atne, uma passagem estreita cercada por montanhas, que acreditam ter sido rasgada da rocha pelos deuses em pessoa. Vamos lá. Adiante.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
Deu pra você dar uma descansadinha, né? Um tempinho aí.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
A gente já dá de chocobo aqui, né? Dando mole.
Ready, go?
Se a gente seguir reto, tem uma side quest no final do caminho.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
So what do you think?
That we'd be
You
lucky
deserve
to
a
make it
rest.
out alive.
Qual que é o problema?
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
What about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Well, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to hear us out. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, the bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out?
Tá no caminho.
Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad, our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself.
No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
Combinado, então. Brother.
I'm not sure I trust those two.
And
if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Já é aqui?
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits. Let's try.
Merda. Eles estão lidando ali com o show. Estamos com 4.000 pontos, porra. Eu podia estar upando umas habilidades aí, pô. Ninguém tem um baúzinho aqui, não? Não. Então vamos lá. Carroça.
Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here.
Vocês são meio estranhos, mas tá bom.
It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
Vocês são bem estranhos. Só vamos. Ambrosazinha, chega aí.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path continues on the other side. This might take a while.
Adeus. Porra.
So this is Zemeckis.
Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
O que rolou lá com o Joshua e com o John?
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood
to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father, I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Anabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Jogou a flor no chão, mano.
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
Cara, ela é a filha da puta mais filha da puta do jogo, irmão. Fazendo a mente do imperador pra caralho. Coitado do John, mano. Fico com pena dele.
Bocklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Ele não parece uma pessoa ruim, mas ele é muito leal ao pai dele. Não tô muito afim de fightar ele, não.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained and increasingly like as long as it can break the siege.
Trocar ali, perdi o time. Ai, tá mirando no raio. Porra. Beleza. Matar rapidinho, acabei me enrolando um pouquinho ali nas porradas. Vem, Ambrósia.
Let's go. Run like the wind.
Como é que é o mapa daqui de baixo? Portão republicano. A gente tem que ir pra cima. Só ver se tem alguma coisa pra cá, mas não deve ter não. Tem não. Só passagem. Vamos voltar.
More refugees.
And they're all making for the crystalline dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing.
Falou lá, tá todo mundo indo pro domínio cristalino.
No need to ride from here.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Bastante coisa pra cá.
This is everything. It must be.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Peaches and pears.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread? You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
It looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an
Not
exception?
for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go and find Good, shall we?
O Augusto deve resolver essa parada aí pra nós, não? Porque tem negócio lá.
He must be around here somewhere.
Come and taste my peaches.
Cadê aquele paspalho?
I'll take the large one.
Ah, Good. There you are.
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Good. Just tell us what happened.
It's me trader's pass. It's gone. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... You don't think that they might have nicked it, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know where! I've got a pal in Bock lad who might be able to help us. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chocobo on it.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure no one else is missing.
All right. We'll meet you there.
Certo. Tem que corrigir a tua cagada, então. Vamos lá.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo, then.
And the other on our purses.
It's next to the checkpoint.
Peaches and pears. Out of my sight, wretch.
Ali.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know
Mas a
the
cara de
markets
Bocó,
well.
pô.
Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots' pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and 2 birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Tá certo, fazer o quê, né?
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted, right?
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive.
Sure.
The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. Wear that, and he will know you for a friend. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture makers. Understood.
Pega ladrão. Nunca pode ser tão simples, né? Entrar pra parada.
Are you the furniture maker?
Looking for something in particular? Ah, Eloise collared you too, eh? Then I expect you want to know more.
She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpockets. What have you learned?
For one, that they're targeting the traders carrying the biggest packs. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of the mark giving chase if they're spotted. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know every inch of this warren like the backs of their hands.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children involved. You should go and have a word with her.
Thank you. We will.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion.
Fish for sale! Fresh sorted and smoked! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry. Message from Eloise, is it?
She's asked me to help her. To help you find the pickpockets.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know then. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were dirty, dressed in rags. Street urchins, by the sound of it. We get a lot around here.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of unwanted baggage.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but they might have heard something.
It's worth a try.
All right, then. Questioning children.
Yeah.
How hard can that be?
Hora de
You won't find anything of this quality in
chutar os
Twinside.
moleque. Pirralho.
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me.
What's picking pockets? Do you get paid for it?
No, you get in trouble for it. So if they come calling, you know what to tell them.
Esse garoto é bem suspeito, pô. Mas tá.
I'll take the large one.
Excellent. Excuse me. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Can't stop you.
I was just wondering if anyone has asked you to do anything out of the ordinary recently.
Anything you grown-ups ever ask us to do is shut up and go away. So guess what I'm about to tell you to do?
Sorry. I'll leave you alone.
Paz, seco, grosso. Porra.
Come and taste my
Mas
peaches. They're sweet.
Excuse me?
What do you want? I don't have any money.
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to talk.
What about?
We've heard that some very bad people are making children like you steal from travelers. We need to know who's behind it so we can stop them.
I don't know much about it, really. But my friend, Honza, he said he got a job doing something dangerous.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him and ask.
Do you know where your friend might be?
He's usually by the tents outside town.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Vamos lá, então.
Come on, come on!
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
That's that
Pô,
then.
tô cansado, hein?
She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
Daddy. That big fat donkey was
Ah lá.
easy pickings. He wouldn't have noticed if we robbed his boots off him. Yeah. Wish we hadn't handed over the pass, though. Could use one of those things to get out of this dump.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our guts.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to introduce us to these charming characters.
Shit, we're in trouble now. What do we do?
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hunza, eh? Jill, you watch these two. I'm going after him.
All right.
Questiona esses safados aí enquanto eu vou atrás do moleque.
I need to find him before his employers do.
Daddy.
Did you see a boy run past? He stole something from a friend of mine.
There was a boy ran back there towards the chocobo pen, but...
Thank you.
Mais do que? E aí, amiguinho?
Oh, shit. Cornered.
It's all right, Hunter. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine. Not like I've got a choice.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for them. Who are they?
Call themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me a good gill if I did what they told me. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hunter.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for you.
Him!
I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. I gave it to the cast stones. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway. If it weren't for their guild, me and my mates would have starved.
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Ih, rapaz, tá confundindo, né?
Don't hurt him.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo.
Goods. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister? Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just her back and a blade. Theodore, at your service. Sorry about before.
Theodore, what do you know of the cast stones?
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees any further hardship. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hansa's a good lad. Don't blame him for what they've made him do. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death, most likely. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end to the pickpocketing. Then we all want the same thing.
Beleza, mas ainda não, né? A gente ainda tem que ir atrás do chefão aí que tá comandando os buirralhos.
Oh. So, what's the plan?
What else? We find the cast stones and we crush them. You get your trader's pass back, and I make Boklad a safe place again.
All right then.
All right then. Hansa, where are they camped? Don't worry. They'll never know you told us.
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail. Said they'd string me up.
We'll try it this time. Which way were they going?
Back down the road towards Leighton's Cleft.
To Leighton's Cleft, then?
Leighton's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
No, you better not have scared any of my birds.
That's that then.
Daddy!
There are no crystals here.
Já dá pra ir de Chocobo? Fica meio perto. Mas vamos embora. Vou pegar aqui o item e ir pra lá. Foda-se.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your own.
out these
GG.
ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
Tem mais.
We got company! That's the lot of them.
Essa é a melhor habilidade nossa senhora, não tem jeito. Bota ela, mesmo se não tiver um ataque AOE, já puxa com a garuda. Acerta todo mundo.
Not a bad haul today, eh?
Aye. Some of our new recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
Especially the little ones. That Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till then, let's make the most of it.
Scum.
The leaders of the cast stones, I take it.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
I wasn't planning on showing them any.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
Fuck! It's that guard from Bockland! Kill him! Kill them all!
Ah, um pouco depois, não, beleza. Puxou. Morra. Pera aí, rapaziada. Tá porra, isso aí tudo coisa roubada.
And they say crime doesn't pay. Gold chains, rings, purses. Ah, and traders' passes. Dozens of them.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. No doubt Goots's is somewhere among them. Now I just need to sort through it all and return everything to the people it was taken from.
We should go and give Eloise the good news. Can we leave things here in your hands, Theodore?
Só dá o nosso.
Oh, and be sure to tell her of the part I played, won't you?
We'll be glad to.
Beleza, não vou voltar andando, né? Fast travelzinho pra lá.
Clive. How goes the hunt? My brother isn't getting in your way, I trust?
Quite the opposite.
So it was the cast stones who were behind it all. Theo told me he'd been on their trail. And their demise solves 3 problems at a stroke. That of the pickpockets, the bandits pulling their strings, and the passes they were stealing. I only hope yours is among the items you recovered. Only time and Theo's return will tell. Speaking of whom, welcome home, dear brother.
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goods' pass. Ask him to keep a closer eye on it from now on, would you?
I will. Thank you.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through it all?
Of course. I'll make some space in the storeroom. I expect you'll soon be on your way then. But it wouldn't do to leave without introducing yourself properly. Would it now? Sid. Don't look so shocked. We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Caravans are always happy to help those in need. For a small fee, we will move anything that needs moving. Be that goods to market, or bearers away from it.
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her, I'd have been branded as a boy.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that we are seeking to expand our operation. And who better to join forces with than the leader in the field? Wouldn't you agree, Theo?
I would. It seems our purpose is the same in more ways than one. So what would you say to working together again?
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor. The honor is ours.
Here, Clive. This is for you.
Selo estilhaçado de Theodore.
What is it?
Elle has friends in high places, while I have associates in, lower ones. That mark is proof that you're a friend to us both.
Show, então. Ah, combina.
I shall bear it with pride.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe onward journey. Goots' pass should secure you a place on the caravan, but if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with a coach of our own. For a discounted price, of course. Say, 9 million?
We'll try the caravan.
9 milhões, tá maluco? Aqui também tem que diminuir o tempo de checar a tempestade 2.7. Nossa, é muito pouco, gente.
Right then. Let's get this back to Goots.
Vou embora daqui, pelo amor de Deus. Ih, tem side quest. Nossa, tem 3. É. Não vai ser hoje que a gente vai chegar lá no domínio. Pode que essas quests principais aqui, elas parecem side quest. Essas quests no caminho pra lá. Elas são bem arrastadinhas.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh, so you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it? Marvelous. Thank you. You won't need to go far. All 3 of them should be right here in the market. There's Aldrich the porter, Milan the butcher, and Bollock, a guard over at the north gate. 3 of the finest fellows in Boklad, if you ask me. Tell them to come to the tavern when they finish for the day. Stop by again when you let them know, and I'll give you your little something.
I'll be right back.
Falar com uma caralhada de NPC ainda. Vamos lá.
Hurry, man. I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotown 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Look at me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from Sambrek.
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most. That's a treacherous route at the best of times.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these feet haven't traipsed across. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Canva the next. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. Which is why there's no shortage of competition for some of the longer routes. I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty. Thanks for letting me know.
No caminho, vamos pegar a outra side.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise. Perhaps you can extend me the same kindness?
Perhaps. What would I be doing?
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with thieves, and despite the many pains I've taken, I can't stop them from rummaging through my packs. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and he offered to track the culprits down. Now, Joseph's a sellsword, and a good one at that. But he's been gone days, and I'm beginning to fear the worst.
Any idea where his search for the thieves might have taken him?
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? He doubted they would be fool enough to linger here in Boklad. Joseph's lived a hard life. Made him grey long before his time. I just pray he hasn't been killed over a few sacks of grain.
I can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around. Hopefully someone will have seen him.
Porter for hire. Best service.
Pardon
me, but would you happen to be that well-notched steel and impressive physique? I have need of a sword for hire, and yours looks to be a weapon well worth the coin. Might you be convinced to offer me the use of those formidable arms?
How exactly do you intend to use them?
Being something of a scholar of Zemeckis history, I wish to investigate the ruins near the city, and I require a rugged companion, lest I find myself waylaid by ne'er-do-wells or the beasts sent to roam the area. Should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material wealth, but partake of the true treasure that awaits us there. The rich and storied history of Zemeckis. Well, were you ever party to a finer proposition?
My arms are yours.
Wonderful! Then come. We must away.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis Road, and from there, onward to discovery. Quickly! There is not a moment to lose.
Tá.
Wait. Good luck with your ne'er-do-wells. I better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
Carry your goods.
Nice.
I'm cheap.
And nasty.
Peaches and
Deixa eu
pears.
concessionário aqui.
Come on, come on.
The caravan stops next to the check.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
Milan?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Barclay clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from Sanbrec, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow. My old man knew what he was about when he set up shop here all those years ago. Anyway, thanks for the good news. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll shut up shop early. Wouldn't want to keep our friend waiting.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Tight-fisted swines.
The Empire's your enemy, not us.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now. Thanks for letting me know.
You must be a busy man.
The market would be flooded with refugees if we weren't here to stem the flow. Oh, my heart goes out to them, all right, but we've got our orders. No papers, no passage. Plenty try to slip past us nonetheless. And every now and then, one of them's foolish enough to try and force their way through. And when they do, well, things can get nasty. You know what?
Espada tá aí pra isso.
That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Hold on. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
Vamos pegar o Fast Travel aqui, irmão. Tô pegando qualquer 10 segundos de adiantar pra essa side quests. Vamos lá.
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Boklad. Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen. Right, I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 60 bloody 6. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside. A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the three pillars of Boklad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The woes of the world may be monstrous in many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
Eu falo dessa side quest desse jogo, isso é um ponto muito fraco. A side quest foi chamar os outros pra tomar uma, pô. Mas, mais uma vez, eu entendi o propósito. É pra falar sobre a cidade ali, dos pilares, igual ele tava comentando, né? Mas não tira o fato de que a side quest foi chamar os outros pra tomar uma. É bem desinteressante a side quest. A grande maioria delas. Algumas, igual que a gente estava fazendo mais cedo ali, de personagem. Quando é side quest de personagem secundário, não terciário, igual são esses daqui, ela é mais interessante porque desenvolve esse personagem. Eu nunca mais ouvi esse cara na minha vida de jogador aqui, de jogo. Então...
Porter for hire. Best service.
That's that then.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
What do you want? I've no coin on me.
Just information. Has a sellsword passed through here? Grey hair.
Now you mention it, there was a young man with salt in his mane sneaking around out there a while back.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to know? Buggered off down the road, I expect. Now why don't you do the same and leave me be?
Caralho, os caras aqui são grossos. Pessoa grossa.
Why am I not surprised? Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. Thanks to your timely intervention. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your eyes upon the marvel before us. Ruins, a relic of the fallen civilization. A sight so common that man is oft blinded to its wonder. Colossal vessels, dashed from the very heavens. Airships, we call them, with very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Does anything strike you as peculiar about this particular specimen? Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock cleaved clean through the structure you see before you. A tantalizing mystery, no doubt, but merely one of countless enigmas in which Zemeckyan history is steeped. Come, good sir. Our expedition continues, and we still have much to learn.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.
Esse é meio que parece que fabricado, né? Essa parada aqui é circular redondinho, velho. Alguma coisa caiu aqui fortemente, tá ligado? A falta de um Ray Tracing que dá, né? O reflexo vai surgindo aqui.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercenary.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks. Those ones, over there.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and that they eat little boys for dinner.
Shush now. You've said quite enough already.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you.
Ok. Vamos lá então. Combate no subo, né?
Yeah.
Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here? I think we found our thieves.
Bicho feio. Vamos lá.
They don't look happy to see me.
Que resistente, hein? Pronto. E aí,
Let's
moço?
get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know what that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area and the mystery practically solved itself.
Ele tem cabelinho.
I soon found their cozy little homestead and all the missing food. I launched myself at them full of righteous fury, but their leader was the only one who moved to meet me. The others, they huddled around that food, ready to die protecting it. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself, back when times were hard.
So you spared them? And earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been teaching them. And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks in Boklad.
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once my work here is done. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
O cara tá cuidando dos goblins, pô.
Thank you.
Tá. O que você faz aí não é problema meu, irmão. Isso aí é entre você e a mulher lá. Baúzinho ali? Aham. Espada antiga. Ela é forte, é porque a gente tá com a Excalibur. Se não fosse a Excalibur, ela ia ser a espada mais forte aqui da parada. Essa como de chocobô, né?
Ready, go? Yeah!
Vou pegar aqui. Já se enrolou ali, né? Esses goblins aqui vão matar, meu. Uma bicada no goblin, dane-se.
You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, the final sin in all its glory. As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. A battle of such ferocity that it tore a great crater in the very land upon which it was waged. In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the gods. And great was the vengeance that was rained down upon him. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time. Though I live in hope that I might see it discovered. But we must not dwell upon such things. There is more yet to see. Onward. History awaits.
Mas, tá bom. Vamos lá. Vai estar de saco cheio, irmão. Cadê? Eita! Você se enrola muito, cara. Tô sem poção. Porra, chega perto dele, caralho. Matar esse merdinha que tá ali. Porra.
Still in one piece?
It would seem so. Once more I am in your debt. And once more you impress me with your prowess. These were no ordinary foes, but ones we in the field call echoes. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of Zemeckis to a wrath, wrought upon mankind by the gods, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the ruins we see before us here, in all their elaborate beauty, perhaps suggest an answer? Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been considered an encroachment upon the province of the divine? Alas, all is mere speculation. But one day, perhaps, I will learn the truth.
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
Pois é.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death, you have proven yourself a willing audience to my ramblings.
Glad to help, but didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, a captive ear was all I really desired.
Mas que filha da puta!
Even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat weary of my musings of late.
Só queria alguém para te ouvir.
I came upon the idea of purchasing a companion. A captive audience, if you will.
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so. And now, my good man, it is high time we returned whence we came.
Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
Tá bom, né?
And so ends a delightful day. Here, your reward for humoring my selfish whims, plus a little extra for the trouble I have put you to.
Obrigado. Cataclismo. Reduz o tempo de casa do cataclismo em 3.5. Cataclismo é o mais forte do Titã, não é? Que eu nem comprei, deixa eu ver. Não. É o de em área. Cara, falando nisso, a gente tá com quase 5.000 pontos, né? Eu ia aprimorar algumas habilidades aqui, mas eu tô pensando, cara, daqui a pouco a gente deve fightar o Bahamut e pegar ele. Então eu acho que eu vou esperar, mano, pra ver que pode comprar alguma coisa do Bahamut, tá ligado? Melhor, né?
Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends.
That's a weight off my shoulders.
He certainly knows his business. He found your thieves all right. And I dare say they won't be coming back.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says there'll be no more thieving, that's good enough for me. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Here, for your troubles.
Show. Estamos com bastante renome, hein? Deve ter destravado alguma coisa lá no esconderijo. Certo, passamos todas as sidequests. Todas as sidequests. Vamos passar pelo portão?
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap. Peaches and pears.
Come on, come on.
Caravan stops.
Juicy pears. Slake your
Bora, Gold.
Really want to be.
Here you are, good. Try not to lose it again.
Me pass! You found it! Oh, thank you so much. Nan would have killed me if I'd come back without it. I'll have to say thanks to Elle and Theo too.
So should you, Hansa. You and your friends don't have to steal anymore. If anyone threatens you again, you know who to turn to.
We do. And we already have. Miss L's given us a job shifting the chocobo shit out the stables. It's hard work, and the pay isn't half what we got from the Stones. But if we stick at it, we'll keep ourselves fit.
You stick at it then.
And Goots, I'm sorry for stealing your pass.
That's all right. I've got it back now. And all's well that ends well, eh?
You said you're trained to be a blacksmith, right? Well, I'm gonna be your first customer. I'm gonna save up all my gil and get you to make me a massive sword.
Oh, do me best.
Till then, eh?
All right. We have a place on the wagon. Remember, Goots, we're mercenaries. You hired us to protect you.
Mercenaries.
And you remember the plan? You're to ride all the way to Twinside. Jill and I will go with you as far as the outskirts, then find our own way in.
I'll buy that stuff I need.
Right. And we'll scout out the Imperial's defenses.
There's a square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost, or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
All right. Let's go.
Esse cristal é bizarramente gigante.
I see. And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
I am. I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, I had my doubts, and more than a few at that. A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Then I have your answer, Your Highness. You will join me in my fight.
I cannot. Not yet.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dhalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered.
Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations. I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them. Come what may. What do you know of my blood?
I know that it is wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding. Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in gil.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies.
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness. Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or should I say, of Bahamut. May your fire reduce his enemies to ash, till all of Valisthea bows to its rightful ruler.
Filha da puta, classe A. A verdadeira vilã do jogo, pô.
There is another darkness that has taken hold of Sanbreque. And until its grip is released, the flames of war shall spread ever wider, just as Ultima wishes.
Forgive me. My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household now, and as a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have shall be yours.
Deixa eu só segurar um exército primeiro, cara. Segura a onda.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let us take to the skies together and bring a new dawn to Valisthea.
I should like nothing more.
Pô, Bahamut e a Fênix voando junto, pô. Brabo. O boy ficou, hein?
Terence.
My prince.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
We dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him unto the very end.
Thank you. And this is my decree. For their crimes against the crown, the traitorous Anabella and her usurping son shall be put to death, and the Empire restored.
Cara, mas será que não é isso que ela quer, não, mano? Afinal, ela falou que ia fazer uma rebelião e você meio que tá fazendo agora. Eu acho que é isso que ela quer, pai. Você tá caindo direitinho no plano dela. Mas é isso aí, meus bons. Então terminamos agora, irmão. Agora a barra vai ficar pesada. A próxima parte vai ser cabulosa. Espero que vocês tenham curtido aqui. Se sim, não esquece de deixar aquele crítico aí no like, se inscreve no canal, segue a gente nas nossas redes sociais e nos vemos na nossa próxima parte, que a barra vai ficar pesada. Valeu, galera. Até mais. Fui!